Hello guys, Counterfactual History here, and I'm here with All Quiet in the Trenches Part 7. And in the last video we did a poison gas attack, so we're just gonna see how everyone responds to that, because apparently a bunch of people want to talk. So we're just gonna, continue on with the playthrough. So let's see what Lotse has to say. We are short of firewood. We have to do something about the freezing cold. There are still seasoned logs at the back we can use. Okay, so someone needs to go chop firewood. Let's get someone who isn't exhausted. He's exhausted, strained, and weak. Honestly, I think Ackerman might be the best since he's a workhorse and strong. Ackerman also wants to talk. Her under-officer, the whole group is exhausted. Maybe her lieutenant will allow us a break if you ask him. Okay, so we can try to get a break, I guess. It does seem like everyone is exhausted. I just don't want to let firewood go unattended, because then all my guys freeze to death, which is not ideal. Her under-officer, your group was assigned a spot at the delousing station. Seize the opportunity. You won't get another for a while. Is there anything else? A hell of a ride, isn't it, her under-officer? A few days off for you and your men. You're lucky. You're only following orders. I, on the other hand, will now have to write a report to the Army Command about the effects, the reaction of the French, and the gas masks. Okay, so the rest can just rest, which is definitely good. Nope. Who else wants to talk? Ah, her under-officer, resupply came in. I had them bring your ration directly to your unit stockpile. Okay. I'm not gonna get any more, what do you call it? Oh, tasks. Just because I do want my troops rested. Her under-officer, I only have enough supplies for a few days left. Please make sure we'll get resupplied as soon as possible. As much as it pains me, if there's no way to get more, we should switch to half rations before we run out completely. We should be good with just regular rations, I hope. Yeah, we got standard rations for 5 turns. We're good to go. Alright, let's see. Saturday, December 4th, 1915. Word of Fleckner's drawing skills had obviously spread. More and more often I saw soldiers sitting with him, having their portraits done in full uniform for their loved ones back home. Industrious as he was, Fleckner was gradually earned a decent extra income from this, and visibly flourishing in his new role among the soldiers. This morning, a small group of soldiers from the other troops had already gathered around him. Fleckner, this isn't a carnival. No, I'm not going to do that. I don't mind. I didn't get involved, or carry on. I'm just going to say carry on so that everyone knows this is okay. Carry on, I said, nodding amiably as Fleckner looked at me sheepishly. Relieved, he returned to his drawing, apparently pleased by my approval of his sideline. Are we almost to 1916? No, we stopped a few days short of it, of course. Alright, let's see what Lotse has to say. Her under-officer, I have lice. More than the usual few that everyone here carries. It's gotten worse these past few days. I try to take care of it myself, but it's no use. I need someone to help me or visit to the delousing station. Okay, we'll just get him treated. Alright, let's see. Strained. Fleckner is well rested, so he'll do that. Oh, who else wants to talk? Oh, we have a few prisoners of war in our camp that need guarding until they can be moved to a prison. Until then, it will be your responsibility, her under-officer. Ask for a favor. Well then, her under-officer, tell me what you want, but be warned, I don't approve of people wanting special treatment. I don't necessarily think we need a spot at the delousing station. We already have, Fleckner on it. Nope, what's he? The officers are dissatisfied with me because by now, even the quality of their rations is suffering from the current supply bottlenecks. I have a suggestion on how the both of us could help each other through a trade. Are you interested? Maybe. If you give me some of your canned meat and have a man move all of it, I'll give you bigger bread rations for your people in return. While this will make your rations more boring, you will end up with significantly more daily rations than before. Do we have a deal? I want to help him, but last time I did this type of deal, my troops really hated it, so I'm not going to do that. Too bad, but that's alright. I hope I can find someone else who can help me. These higher officers can get surprisingly petty when they don't get what they want. And then let's see. Shrine. Let's see, who's the least tired? Okay, that'll work. Does the field hospital have anything to say? I doubt it. No. We don't currently have anyone there. I think we're good to go. So, seems like everyone has an okay relationship with me, so I don't really think I need to work on that any. Yeah, let me just check. Yeah, okay. And then we've got average, prestige, and neutral mood. We should be good. So let's just guard the captives and de-louse Lotzi. Tuesday, December 14th, 1915. My men were sitting together in a wide circle, excitedly chatting amongst themselves. This charged mood had been growing more and more intense over the last few days. There was hardly any other topic of conversation than Christmas Eve and what it would bring. Some worried about their families at home. The melancholy was visible in many a gaze, and again the conversations came back to what it was like to have to spend Christmas at the front. What do you think, Fleckner? Asked the group. Will there be another football match? Surely you have heard about last year's Christmas truce. How strange it must have been when everyone suddenly laid down their weapons and played football together. Some murmured in agreement. One soldier interjected that he'd be most excited about the exchange of cigars and cigarettes, and another raved about the food that was supposedly traded last year. So yeah, on Christmas in 1914 there was a truce, like on the Western Front. I think it happened in a couple of other fronts too, but it was mostly the Western Front where, soldiers would get out of the trench and play football, trade stuff, give gifts, just talk. So it was pretty nice. And then, that ceasefire ended after Christmas, and then all the units got shuffled so that they'd go back to fighting each other. And yeah, so let's see. Okay, so it wasn't Christmas, it's Christmas Eve. December 24th, 1914, a ceasefire took place in some sections of the Western Front that was not authorized by the command level. It lasted for several days and later became known as the Christmas Truce. This mainly affected British and German soldiers. Many soldiers about this special ceasefire have been passed down, some of which contradict each other or were already embellished in different ways at the time, so that today it is almost impossible to reconstruct what really took place. The reports include, among other things, joint football matches, the exchange of food, and joint services. At Christmas of 1915, some troops tried to repeat the events of the previous year, but this was usually prevented by their commanding officers under threat of being court-martialed. I sat a little apart and listened to the conversations. Suddenly and evidently unexpectedly for everyone, Lieutenant von Karsbruck stood before the men. They were shocked into silence, and all enthusiasm vanished from their faces. What is all this Nancy drivel? He snapped at the soldiers. You are here at the front, and the gentlemen behind these trenches are your enemies. If you keep forgetting that, we would have been in Paris long ago and could have brought our families a nice victory for Christmas. Then he turned to me. It goes to show what your lousy management style does to these men. If this doesn't improve soon, I don't think much of your prospects. Addressing the men again, he added, and now back to work, and don't think that the Herr Major will tolerate such fraternization like last year again this Christmas. Then he marched off. Abashedly, my men looked at me. Well, who even wants to give up high-quality German goods? It's still not thought, though, or orders are orders. I feel like a lot of people want to give up German goods. Orders are orders. I feel like we should try and be sympathetic and just say it's still a nice thought, though. I said, and a few of them nod. At least he gives us a little hope, even if it's just a pipe dream, Fleckner said quietly. The tension eased somewhat among the men. They quickly went back to their tasks, but the next day you could regularly hear one of them whispering to another, wondering if a Christmas miracle might be possible after all. Oh. Wednesday, December 15th, 1915. Loti was engrossed in a newspaper. I looked over his shoulder and saw that he was reading news from the Eastern Front. The author of the article was making fun of the riots and strikes that had broken out in Russia. Russian soldiers, originally deployed against the protesters, had defected to the protesters. This will weaken the Russians. Well, are you already planning how to implement something like that here? Or I don't want you reading something like that. So I'm pretty sure Lotzi from one of the previous interactions is like borderline a communist. He already thinks this is just a capitalistic imperialist war. So I'm a little concerned, but I doubt he's trying to... I mean, we could joke about it and see if he's actually curious on how to do it. Or we can just say this will weaken the Russians, which, I mean, it will. But I think Russia's collapse happens in, like, 1917 is when they drop out of the war. Let's just joke. Are you already planning how to implement something like that here? I joked. Lotzi looked up at me, startled, and seemingly needed a moment to assess what I meant. Then he relaxed a bit. Well, let's see how they fare. I don't think we're there yet. He was still watching my reaction, slightly warily. Then we should get to work on that. I feel like that's just straight up treason. I'm not going to say that. You'd better forget about that real quick, or if you say so. He'd be the expert, I suppose. If you say so. It's your specialty, I laughed, and patted him on the shoulder. By that point, the last of his caution faded, and he joined in my laughter. He went on my way, and... I went on my way, and he immersed himself in his newspaper again. I don't know why I said he went on my way. Anyway, trip to the pub. I feel like that's probably something we need to do. Cummerbund. Her under-officer, the latrine is filled to the brim. Someone should take care of that before it overflows. Oh, he has lice as well. Alright, we'll get him treated. He doesn't have any lice. I don't believe. No, no lice. Ackerman, no lice. Anyone else have lice? Nope. Alright, let's see. Strained. Ackerman. Yeah, we'll do the latrine fatigue with him. And I think these three can go to the pub. Oh. Her major is planning an attack. Prepare your men for battle. Her under-officer will be at it again soon. Is there anything else? One of your comrades is guilty of the most heinous crime a soldier can commit. Desertion. Gather your people immediately to hunt that traitor. Okay, so let's see. Let's see who all would be best for this. So he's unpatriotic. I don't think that'll work well. He's also somewhat unpatriotic. Very pragmatic though. Let's see. He's patriotic and by the books and friends with Danner, so I think those two will go together well. And I think, yeah, let's see. Fleckner is has more morale, so we'll just send Lotzi to the pub by himself. Just so that way his morale can go up. And then we've got a attack in 3 rounds. Hopefully that'll go okay. Oh, December 24th, 1915. A wistful mood had spread among the men. It was a day like any other here in the camp, and yet so different. We knew that, rationally speaking, nothing set it apart from any other day. What did words like Christmas, contemplation, and world peace mean out here? out here where you live from meal to meal, and where a day without losses could be better than any holiday. And yet, each in our own way, we seem to have hoped against hope that something would happen, that something would be different compared to the other days. Maybe something like a miracle. It made this day, in all of its ordinariness, the more difficult to bear. For weeks, the men had been waiting for letters from home, which seemed to be delayed more and more. Heavy clouds hung in the sky, and a nasty sleet had set in a few days ago. But even this long day came to an end at some point. Our work was done, and Lieutenant von Karsbrook had already retired to his quarters. My men and I sat together for a while and warmed our wet bones by a small fire. A few hours ago, Zielinski had beckoned me over and secretly handed me a small bundle, saying, "I know they're stricter this year and don't want to hear about Christmas, but I thought, well, maybe you can bring them in a little joy with this." And I opened the bottle and held it out to my men. With best regards from the kitchen, they looked into it with wide eyes. Where almost a dozen smoked sausages, they still smelled wonderfully of wood and bacon and at home. How Zielinski had come by these delicacies was beyond my imagination. "Man, Zielinski, what a hell of a guy," Lotzi exclaimed, and he helped himself with gusto. The others didn't need to be asked twice, and as we sat there munching and sharing stories of home, it felt a bit like Christmas. Well, that's heartwarming. Heartwarming, not heartwarming. Jeez. I speak way too fast. Anyway, I had spoken to the men about the upcoming offensive and ordered everyone to rest a little. A few hours later, Fleckner complained of abdominal pain and then started vomiting. I accused him of intent. I'm not going to accuse him of intent. I instructed Fleckner to stay away from the other men in case it was something contagious. Or I sent Fleckner to Nurse Elizabeth just to be safe. Yeah, he's getting sent to the nurse. He very well could have caused it on his own just to get out of the offensive, but yeah. I sent Fleckner to Nurse Elizabeth just to be safe. Later I would be able to sit down with her and find out what was going on with him. But yeah, I don't want it to actually be something and then just not help him. Yeah, when did Danner go to the hospital? Oh, whenever he broke his leg and... Huh? When did he get shot in the leg? Okay. We are short of firewood. Okay. No, what on earth happened? Schmidt-Bauer. Her under-officer, Danner, was shot by our own people. They thought we were deserters, despite our uniforms and everything. It was all very chaotic, poor visibility, and some nervous lad who wanted to be a hero was too quick on the trigger. Ah, so that's what happened. That is, annoying. Let's see how the hospital's doing. Her under-officer, after further examination, the doctors have determined that Danner's injury has also broken his bone. We're doing what we can, but it will complicate the treatment. Okay, we're going to need to help out. There's a lot to do, but we're used to that. Yeah, we're going to offer assistance. So that way, you know, these two get the best treatment. So, Jaded, no. I think those two will be best for it. Oops. Oh, that's how you access your journal. These villagers are suspect. I keep hearing stories of attacks by guerrillas on our comrades along the front. Organize some patrols through the village. Her under-officer. Show the French who's in control here. We have 2 rounds to do that. That should be okay. Let's see how it goes. Tuesday, January 4th, 1916. Hey, we made it to 1916. Everyone was going about his work when Schmidt-Bauer, of all people, who was usually so eager, neglected his task and came to me. Her under-officer, he said stiffly, "You would not happen to know, I mean, at my age, with my upbringing, my position, I wonder, would there in theory not have been the possibility to make me an under-officer?" I put him in his place. No, me and Schmidt-Bauer, I think, get along, so we're not going to do that. He really deserved a better position, or you are virtually in the same position here. I mean, he does help me out with a lot, but he isn't a under office here. I think we should just say he deserved a better position. I looked at Schmidt-Bauer thoughtfully. "You'd make a good under officer," I then said. "You've already proven that sufficiently here. I wasn't told anything about that, though. I'm sorry." Schmidt-Bauer was embarrassed. "I would just like to know," he continued to stammer. I downplayed how the army decides such things. He had to accept what the army decided, or I gave him hope. I think we can just give him hope. He's doing well. So, yeah, we'll just give him some hope. Maybe he'll get a promotion? Anything's possible, I said encouragingly. Let's see what the future brings. Schmidt-Bauer was politely pleased, but I had the feeling that he would have preferred a clear answer to his question. Surely the subject was not concluded by this, but for now he didn't press the issue any further. I wonder if I can help him with that. Anyway, tolerant and, two intolerant people, because Fleckner's in the hospital. Let's see. I'm gonna leave him to prepare church service, because I know that's something he likes doing. Yeah, this won't go great because one of them's intolerant, but one of them is also somewhat tolerant, so maybe it'll balance out. No. Per under officer, one of my patrols was scheduled to return yesterday, but there's no sign of them. Send out your own patrol to find the comrades, and God have mercy on them if it turns out they were just dilly-dallying. Alright, so I know the church service would be good, but I also don't want to continue to lose prestige, so I might have to... I think I'm going to have to cancel the church service so we can find that missing patrol. Supplies running low. 2 standard rations. We should be okay. We can figure it out when we get back from the offensive. Yeah, let's see. How are you? Church service. He's content in terms of morale, and he's uneasy. Actually, how does everyone feel about me right now? Respectful. Uneasy. Seems like everyone's just kind of uneasy with me, which is kind of sad, because I think I've been trying my best, but... Yeah, we might need to postpone it, just so that way we don't get, you know, chewed out for not finding the patrol. Are you sure, her under officer? The service always fills them in with hope and new strength. Well, ass, you surely know what you're doing. Alright. He's got a severe cough. You know, that's probably not good, but... here, let's switch these two out. Wait, no, hold on. Yeah. There. I think that's the best arrangement we're going to get out of this. Thursday, January 13th, 1916. The lieutenant had demanded that I accompany the patrols through the village personally to make sure that everything was in order. When Lottie and I arrived, the mood in the village was even more brooding than usual. The villagers were sullen, and no wonder. Madame Roche had told us that they recently received dire news. 2 of their men had been killed in battle. The women fell silent when they saw us, with no more than cold, angry looks for a greeting. But few children were out playing, did little more than listlessly kicking an empty tin around. The mood seemed to affect Lottie as well. Compassion crept into his eyes, and he slowed his steps. He reached into his pocket to produce a little block of chocolate. I followed his uncertain gaze over to the children. We are not here for the children. I watched and waited, or go over to them. I feel like we should do this. He clearly wants to, and it's good for, as the Americans call it in the Vietnam War, winning hearts and minds. So, yeah. Go on, I told him. Go over to them. Lottie didn't hesitate and wandered over to the kids. When he held out the hand with the chocolate, curiosity drew them near. but the gathered women quickly called their children back before they could take a piece. Then the mothers cast us dark looks and hissed something in French that made it quite clear that it was time for us to move on. Okay, well that isn't quite the reception we were wanting. Saturday, January 15th, 1916. Mold everywhere, Zelensky commented as he held out an exemplary loaf of bread covered in green stains to me. I'll have to throw it away. I lowered my gaze anxiously to the baskets of baked good at his feet. We are both aware that this made up a not insignificant part of our reserves. Not all mold is dangerous. Get rid of it, better safe than sorry. That one will get my men sick. That one will reduce the already strained rations we have. Save what can be saved. Cut away the mold, we'll keep the rest. He looked a little disgusted for a moment at the loaf of bread in his hand, but then nodded in resignation and set back to work. I think that's the best we're going to get out of that. Neutral mood and average prestige. Ackerman, her under-officer, we searched the whole area for the missing patrol, but another search party found them first. The comrades are back at camp. Okay. Is there any other troops? Not seeing anyone. Oh, field hospital. Her under-officer, Fleckner, will be missing from the offensive. We currently assume he ingested something poisonous somewhere. Although he is out of immediate danger, we must keep him here for the time being. Okay. Fleckner and, oh, I think those are a couple of prisoners of war, maybe? Actually, I don't really know. He seems like he might be a German. Oh, let's see. Gather your men, her under-officer. We're marching into battle. Her major is giving us the opportunity to prove ourselves. Time to drive the French out of their trenches. Let's get our weapons. Here's everything your troop needs. Oh, wait. Hold on. We need to ask about the next shipment. It'll be a few more weeks. The next shipment of supplies is coming soon. All right. Okay. To the trenches, I suppose. Doesn't seem like we're using any poison gas, so it probably won't be as easy as last time. Forward, attack, take the French trenches. A hurrah for the Kaiser. Oh boy. Okay, so let's see. Almost no danger, away from battle. I think this is probably the best route to the trenches. We're gonna go that way. Oh, we only have 4 troops this time. Alright. Let's see. Almost no danger, but there is barbed wire. Moderate cover. Away from the danger. Unknown danger. Okay, so let's see. I'd like to take the route they're taking, but it doesn't seem to be like that. Yeah, maybe we can get there and try to climb it over into that area. I want to keep advancing, but I hope no one gets tangled in barbed wire. That would be rough. Alright, so there's the French. Almost no danger. Okay, so if we can get into that trench, we're good. That's still pretty far up. Let's just get there. I don't think we need to waste bullets suppressing the French just yet. Alright, so besides, it seems like the German squad next to us is already doing that for us. Let's see. So that's okay, so they're suppressed. A low protection from artillery and low cover. And no, that's not great. Let's see. Find equipment, outside formation, close quarters combat, low cover, and grenade range. Yeah, no, we're not going that way. Maybe we can advance up to here. It's not great protection, but it might work. Well, I don't know, because those two are currently suppressed, but once they get unsuppressed, I'll be in a really bad position. Though now would be our chance to move up. Yeah, let's just move up. Currently, there's not much danger there. And hopefully we'll be in range to actually attack the French. Maybe. Oh, yeah, this is, not a good place for us. French. Wait, no, okay, German troops. Okay, so we're surrounded by German troops. Are they suppressed? No, they're suppressing enemies. Very low danger or very low danger. I think that's probably the best route. Covering fire for the movement. We might be okay. Shoot at every enemy in sight. Okay, so we could try to suppress them. Since they're shooting at every enemy in sight. But then again, I don't really know. I feel like it might be better to just try and advance and then covering fire for them. So let's see, who's the best shot? Loti's a good shot, as is Cumberman, so we're gonna do that. Okay. Nope. Okay, so the other two... Okay, so we did cover them. Yeah, so they're just gonna return. Maybe we can actually throw grenades at them. Let's see. Ackerman, I think, is probably the best grenade thrower that I know of. We'll have him just take cover. Though we might want covering fire for these two now that I think about it. Yeah, we're gonna not throw that grenade. I want to cover both of these two. Yeah, just so that way they can get here, because this is pretty good cover. Man, we are like shooting at each other from point blank range. Wait, was that a grenade? Oh crap. Looks like the other two got there safely, but man, that grenade was the perfect hit. Okay. Is Ackerman still alive? Damn, I've been hit. I'm bleeding. Help me. Okay, first aid. Shocked. Okay. Clumsy. Hold on, what does that do? Shock. And then out of breath. If that guy's shocked and under light stress, I don't think he'd be best. Let's do Lotzi. And then I want to throw a grenade at... these guys are suppressed. Let's see if we can take out these guys. Alright, and let's hope that goes well. There we go, we got some of them. Dude, this is brutal close-up fighting. Like, tossing grenades at point-blank range. Okay. So he still needs... Let's see. Ackerman's bleeding is almost stopped per Underofficer. I won't need much longer. Okay. Schmidt-Bauer. Her Underofficer, the grenade didn't hit the French directly, but the French got properly panicked. Okay, that's pretty good. Well, we can't suppress the French troops. We don't have enough. Let's try to throw a grenade and clear them out as well. We don't want a clumsy person throwing the grenade. And then we're going to have him fire on sight. Or no, we're not. We don't have enough. Okay, let's hope that the grenade actually clears them out. Yeah, this is a rough position for us to be in. I think we hit another person. Also, are they firing artillery at us? I think so. Yeah, wow, this is the... Nope. There went down a German troop. Okay. Let's see. Schmidt-Bauer, I placed the grenade perfectly, her Underofficer. I'm sure we've taken out a few of them. Okay. Well, let's see. I stopped Ackerman's bleeding, her Underofficer. It looks like you won't have to go to the field hospital. Unknown danger. Lone French soldier. Unknown enemy positions. Okay, well that's a German troop. Let's try and push up to here and take this trench. We're gonna have Lotzi and Cummerbund fire, like covering fire, and we'll hope this goes well. Hopefully we can take that trench. Okay, we got the lone French soldier. Alright. Yikes, the French are fighting a lot harder for this trench than they did for the last one. So I want to get one of them to cover and have the other guy surrender. Return him to the trench. So, let's see. Actually, let's have this guy escort the prisoner because he doesn't have too many relevant attributes. Although, then again, he is a little bit better than... I forgot we had this guy. I thought Cummerbund was with us for some reason. Okay, so he's gonna get the guy to cover. He's gonna escort the prisoner. Hopefully that goes well. It does seem like we're slowly forcing the French back. And we got our German guy to cover. Alright. We need supplies because we're out of grenades. First aid for Lipkey. Let's see. So the French troops are there. There's French troops there as well. Let's get some supplies too. So he's attentive. He's under light stress. Okay, this should work. We'll spend one more round here, and then we'll start pushing up again. Oh crap. Man. I mean, to be fair, that German unit's in a terrible position. Alright. Let's see what he found. There was no equipment to be found. Okay, well, he found nothing, I guess. Soldiers' bleeding is almost stopped. I won't need much longer. Okay. Let's see. I'd love to suppress these guys, but I don't think that's gonna happen. And I don't think those guys need suppressed. Excellent cover is better than our current low cover, so we're gonna move there. Yeah, that'll work. That's it. Okay. Seems like we're still slowly making progress. Nothing slows us down too bad. They're suppressed. Oh, there are a ton of French people. He won't need covering fire, I don't think. Don't know if I want to keep advancing that direction. I'd like to suppress these guys if we don't have the troops for it. So we'll just fire at anyone, I guess? Because it seems like the French are moving, so we might be able to get a few of them. Not to mention they don't really need to take cover. They're already in pretty good cover. Alright, so let's see. Okay, so they're the last French troops really putting up resistance. So we're gonna suppress them. And hopefully that'll allow the other squads to advance. Yeah, man, this has been one heck of a gunfight. It did allow the German troops to move up close to them, though. Okay, so they're suppressed. I think we can now advance. Is there any? Okay, we're gonna head there and see if we can get the supplies, because I want grenades. But then again, I don't really know if we need it. We're just gonna move up to here. Just so that way we keep advancing. Is that the French? Oh my gosh. Well, that was horrific. dude. Yikes, okay. They're in pretty bad cover. Honestly, I think we just need a fire on site. Yeah, that'll work. Because it seems like they're trying to pull out, so we might be able to pick off a few. I don't know who all would really need suppressed. Okay, I guess by fire on site, they just didn't fire at anyone. Sure. Very low danger. Let's see. So they're pulling back. Enemies on the flank. Okay. Very low danger. That should be good. They're a pretty demoralized unit. Actually, can we get these guys? Yeah, we can. They might be the ones to suppress, because they can fire on these guys, so we'll suppress them. This also has the added benefit of taking it so slow as keeping our guys safe, and allowing one of our other soldiers to get back. Also, he's dying. Okay. Looks like they are in melee combat over there. Let's see. Okay, so this is the last troop over. Like the last French troop. At least from what I can see. Okay, so yeah, we're just gonna push that and get into close quarters combat. Nope. Guys? The enemy is withdrawing. Hold the line and make sure the French don't change their mind. Oh. Hold on, what's going on? Wait, the French are there? Hold on, what happened? Drive out the enemy soldiers. What is this setup? I'm confused as to what the French are doing. Let's, I guess, try and... Hold on, which has better... cover? None of it, I guess. Though that also has potential to get us more supplies, so we're gonna go there. And then maybe we can get some grenades to drive out those last French troops. I am just so immensely confused about what they're doing here. Let's search the supplies. There. Let's see if we can get some grenades, and if those French troops move, we can just shoot them. Maybe. Guys, I told you to shoot on sight. You're not even firing your guns. Okay then. Bandages. That isn't what we need. But that's okay. We'll just suppress these guys. keep them from moving, and then eventually the Germans, I think, will, you know, overrun them. Though, we are not in a very good position. I don't even really know what to make of that. Because, yeah, that is a ton of French troops on all of our flanks. I guess we can... Yeah, maybe we shouldn't suppress them. We might just have to charge in. And... yeah, let's just charge. And drive these guys out. Then we can take better defensive positions. Okay, I think we got the German. Not the French, not the German. I'm back. Okay. Alright. Let's see. That will probably be the better defensive position. So we're just gonna move there. Hopefully we can get this French guy, please. Why are we just letting them retreat? Hold on. So, French, German. Okay, I am. Drive out enemy soldiers. Where are they going? I feel like we should advance there. I'm wounded, no danger. We're not gonna bother searching him for equipment. I want to drive this little group out. But then again, maybe I can just... yeah, we'll grab a couple more French soldiers and then we'll charge the other group. Oh, I think he just died. But seems like the fighting's died down. Oh my gosh. Yeah, let's see if we can save him. Nope, never mind. There's no saving him. He's just dead. Alright, how do I really want to attack that French troop. Because where are all the... so there's a French troop. Let's see. So that guy's dead. This guy, we should probably take prisoner. I really hate to do the infamous shimmy, but we're going to have to do the infamous shimmy. But I think the French are going to retreat. Let's see. Return to trench. So this guy has low morale, so he's gonna go. And then I want to advance this way, and we're just gonna start chasing them. So we showed them we are victorious. 3 hurrahs for the Kaiser. Okay, I guess that works. So okay, that works pretty well. We'll suppress these guys, I guess. Cause why not? I think they're the last real enemies on the field. Okay, that works. Let's see. Yeah, we'll move that way and see if we can suppress those guys. I know it doesn't really have any real purpose at those points since we won the battle, but okay, cool. We won. So didn't even need a suppressive fire for them. But anyways, since that was our time in the trenches, this is going to be where this video ends. So if you guys enjoyed, like and subscribe. If you didn't, comment down below you know better. And I will see you guys in the next video.